Hello, I am Wallas, the Polish toy guy, and today I want to talk about new Transformers blind bags. These are called the Tiny Turbo Changers, and my Polish viewers were asking me to review these things for quite a long time now, so I finally succumbed. When I was at Rossmann today, I found a few, so I decided to invest some money in them and see if they are actually any good. Though, with my previous experience with what was before this in this line of evolution of figures, the Tiny Titans, I'm not so sure I will like the contents, but perhaps I should have more faith. So, as you can see, there are 12 toys in each series, and the nice thing about these bags is that they are not as blind as they may seem at first glance, because if we turn them to the back and look above the barcode, we will find a small window that will allow us to take a peek inside, and this way identify which toy is in the bag, so we can make an accurate purchase and not risk getting something that we don't want. And if that's not enough for you, there's also another help here between these two symbols, a small embossed letter. In this case, it's an F, and if you go to websites such as TF Wiki, you can find lists that tell you which letter stands for which toy. So this way, you will only get what you want, unless you go wild like me and just buy the things without even checking these things, which I don't mind for these items. Alright, I think that's enough for introductions, so let's open these up and see if the contents are at least a bit likable. I noticed this only when I got home, but it seems this one had a rough day or two. I don't mind. It seems that the seals are intact, the main lock is intact, so no one has taken out the main toy from inside. And so, in my case, once we open the bags, we will see crosshairs and lockdown. And I will tell you straight off the bat, I'm surprised by these. I was expecting something really awful, but it's not awful. True, it's not spectacular, but it does have some interesting points to it, so these may actually be redeemable. The first thing you will notice, they are very chibified, super deformed, and not all that rich in paint. We have the side windows, we have wheels, but for these modes, nothing else, including the front windows. But that's actually not as bad, because we do see a lot of detailing on them. It's not painted, but with proper light, these do seem not as boring as one would think. And they do have sort of a charm to them. They kind of look like the Q Transformers from Takara Tomy on a smaller budget. And besides, these were from blind bags. I did not expect anything like a regular transforming toy from Legion or higher class, so that too. Overall, they are kind of interesting, and the most interesting thing to me about these is the tactile feeling of these. These are made from soft plastic, and as a result, both in smell, in touch, they kind of remind me of the old Bambino crayons. I'm not sure if any of you used these in the past, but it's one of my childhood memories, so that's also a plus. Especially Crosshairs, who looks like I could use him to draw something on a sheet of paper. So yes, they're not something super impressive, but they're not something unredeemable. And with that said, let's transform them, and as you can tell by looking on the undercarriage, the transformation is going to be very simple, but another plus, not the same on both of these figures. In fact, they do differ in the transformation schemes, which is good. Let's start with Crosshairs. We lift up the front of the car, pull out his arms on these simple swivels, and that's basically his transformation complete. Yes, but with lockdown, it's slightly more complex. Slightly being the keywords, but nonetheless. So first we use these ball joints to swing out these like that. We can also just get them past this point, but I like the extra motion. We flip back the front of the car, and by catching the front and the back of the legs, I do not recommend catching like this. We move down the legs and the arms to achieve the final robot mode. And now both of these are complete. And they are kind of adorable. I wouldn't say that this super deformed style is something of my taste. I like this, but not always. But here, it's okay. And again, as you can see, not all that many paint applications on them. Mostly for the face and maybe some extra tidbits. But again, the amount of details on these, the molded details, is quite impressive for such a budget toy. And with proper lighting, like with my case, you can actually get distracted from the lack of paint by the sheer amount of what's going on the very mold, which is very good in my opinion. And of course, we can pay absolutely no attention to the bags because there's nothing going on in here that we haven't seen in robot in vehicle mode. Definitely not. So, one more thing that these things can do, aside from moving their arms up and down to do the Johnny Brother monkey, if you prefer, you can also arm them up by using these holes in their hands, which actually work with 3mm handles. So I'm going to get something to weaponize them up. Not something that's strict Transformers, but still it fits. And this way you can Rambo up your figures if you so prefer. I think I will not, but still this option is more than available, though it does work better on Lockdown in my case than it does on Crosshairs. So your mileage may vary depending on your figure, but still the option is there. So overall, I have to say this is not something that I will definitely collect for myself, but this is still interesting. It's definitely a step up from the Tiny Titans, which were simple, bland, and I did not like them at all. These things are slightly better. They transform, which is a great thing. They have some sort of posability, lots and lots of details that distract us from the minimal paint applications, and perhaps the stylistics will meet the tastes of some of you. So if you like movie Transformers, you can try to give them a chance and pick up a few, though I suppose I'd wait for some kind of discount because I paid $5 per piece with these and I don't think that's all that worth it. I'd wait for a sale for maybe $2.50 or something like that. Then I think buying them would make more sense. But yes, I think buying them can be an idea to consider. And just to give you a quick idea how big these toys are, here they are next to two older Legion class toys, then called Legends. So here we have Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime and G1 Reveal the Shield Starscream, as well as the common cola can, $1 bill and €1 coin. And that's all for this video review. I will be back with the next one soon, and until then, stay well. Thank you for watching. And just to give you some idea how big these things are, here we have them next to two older Transformers from the Legion/Legends class. So here we have Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime, and here we have... what have I done?